I've tried to do this a couple of times now. Hopefully we have everything working. Happy Saturday, everyone. Meteorologist Amber Kulik here. Let's talk about our severe weather threat tomorrow. Let me go ahead and get this set up. So here we go. Starting off with our severe weather outlook for Sunday, valid until 7 a.m. on your Monday morning. A very large enhanced risk across portions of the eastern half of the United States. Now, I was looking at the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center, and they said there is low confidence in an upgrade to moderate. So a little good news with how large this severe outlook is as far as the enhanced category is concerned. So let's talk about Alabama. So we're talking Huntsville, Decatur, Florence in our area, some of the cities in that enhanced risk. It was shifted a little farther eastward from when I was talking about it on television yesterday. Places like Gadsden, Gunnersville, Fort Payne, Scottsboro, and that level 2 are that slight risk. Again, this goes until 7 a.m. on your Monday morning, and then we'll get the Monday outlook that will take its place. I'll talk about that in a minute. The only reason that we would see that continue for us across the Tennessee Valley is if some of those storms are still over Sand Mountain at that time. So let's talk about the tornado outlook. And again, this is the Storm Prediction Center's prediction that we could see a strong tornado or two in that hatched area, which includes Florence over towards Decatur and places like Moulton, Killen as well. But I think that our greatest threat will be gusty winds from the system. I'll tell you why in a minute. Speaking of the gusty winds, there's also a hatched area for that across pretty much the entire area that was in that enhanced risk across the Tennessee Valley. So gusty winds will be a concern with this line as it moves through. Large hail threat, it's there, but it's on the lower side for us across the Tennessee Valley. So here's that Monday outlook that will take over at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Again, portions of Jackson County, all of DeKalb County, and Marshall County pretty much in this outlook for that level 2. The only reason it is there is because we could still see portions of that line in our area at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. And then the threats shift more towards our south, Birmingham, Montgomery, finally into the Wiregrass area as we head into the later morning hours on your Monday. Greatest threat for you will also be those gusty winds. So here it is. Let's talk about the timing because it has changed a little bit from what I told you yesterday on TV. So this is valid at 3 a.m. on Monday morning, and that line just moving into the shoals at this point. And notice how it's one line of showers and thunderstorms, and we don't really have anything out in front of it. That is a little good news. That means that main threat will be gusty winds. Once you see this squall line or just one singular line of storms, then your main threat from that will be gusty winds. Now, I'm not saying we can't see a tornado in those situations because we can, but the tornadoes that you see with the squall line is usually those brief spin-up tornadoes along the line, not those long track EF2 or greater storms that you'll see if we did get those discrete supercell storms. So here we are, 6 a.m. Monday morning, this line moving into Jackson County, down to Marshall, Morgan counties, into Coleman County. So again, 6 a.m. Monday morning, you're waking up by this time, you're getting the kids up, you're getting ready to head out the door. So this will be an impact to that morning commute on Monday. So make sure you're paying attention to that for portions of the Tennessee Valley. And in order for us to get these severe storms, we have to have instability in place. We'll have a little bit of it. Here's a look at your CAPE, or your convective available potential energy across the Tennessee Valley. And notice the brighter the colors means the more instability that's in place. We have a little bit in that gray area across the Tennessee Valley. This is valid at 3 a.m., the same time that the models do have the storm system reaching the shoals. So there's a little bit of instability for these storms to work with, but not a whole lot. And something else working in our favor. They're coming in during the overnight hours. Here's 6 a.m. as it's moving into Sand Mountain. Again, a little bit of instability there for it to work with. Still think the overall threat with this will be those gusty winds. Let's talk about your current hazards. Nothing going on right now across the entire state of Alabama. We do have some flood watches, portions of Louisiana into southern Mississippi, a couple of flash flood warnings in Louisiana as well. And of course, this map will look a whole lot different as we head into tomorrow. How much rain are we talking with this system? Well, here across the Tennessee Valley, we could see upwards of 2 inches of rain. Bullseye over central Mississippi and Alabama with 2.5 inches of rain. For you down in the Wiregrass, thinking 1.5 inches before it's all said and done. Let's talk about your high temperatures tomorrow. Will be a warm day across the entire state of Alabama. We're looking at those lower 80s the farther south you go. For us across the Tennessee Valley, middle to upper 70s for highs ahead of the system tomorrow. Tomorrow night, as we await the cold front's arrival, temperatures only dropping into the 60s across the entire state of Alabama. Shifting gears, we'll get the cold front through here on Monday. Tuesday looks to be a really nice and quiet day across the entire state. Then we reach Wednesday. The Storm Prediction Center already has an outlook that looks quite similar to the one that will be in place tomorrow across portions of the United States, from Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, up into Kentucky. Have that 30% chance. So that would translate to another enhanced risk if we were on day 1, day 2, or day 3. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll zoom in a little closer and show you what we have here across Alabama. And again, looking pretty similar to where we see the highest threat for severe weather tomorrow. But we got to take these storm systems one storm system at a time. We'll get through tomorrow. Then we'll have more information on what's coming our way on Wednesday. Just remember, we are going into April. This is not out of the ordinary. We see this in the springtime across Alabama. So it's just that time of year. We'll get through it. And just make sure you have multiple ways to get watches and warnings tomorrow. You'll be good to go. I will be back tomorrow on here because I am off again. Tomorrow, I'll have you another update once we get more information, more data in tomorrow, and of course, really get to nail down that timing the closer to the event we get. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Hopefully you get a good night's sleep, and I'll have another update at some point on your Sunday. Have a good evening.